Hi guys, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Natasha.
And we were wondering,
are you free for coffee?
Welcome. Okay, lots of legal courtroom drama, legal cases in the news.
Yes.
One that we are particularly watching is Lindsay Clancy,
Yes.
who is a young woman accused of killing her 3 young children. So the charges are her murdering her 3 young children in 2023, January 2023. What makes it interesting is she had severe postpartum depression, or what maybe psychosis.
Veering on psychosis. Yeah,
we're not sure. She's a nurse, so
yes.
she was forward thinking and trying to get help. She went to various physicians, nurse practitioners. She even at one point checked herself into the hospital.
Yes.
She repeatedly told the husband, "I am not well.
Yeah.
I'm not well. I'm having suicidal thoughts.
Ideology. Yes.
I am I'm having thoughts of harming the children.
Yes.
I am not well." Now, what makes the case interesting, during this time, the husband goes on work trips out of town for days.
Mm-hmm.
He went on a ski trip.
Yes.
Too. Ski trip while the wife is having this issue, a big issue with littles in the house.
Yes.
She saw so many different medical professionals that she was given a plethora of medication.
Yes.
And nobody was checking.
There was no checks and balances.
So, and even the other day they had someone on the stand, like say it was like a nurse practitioner and the psychiatrist or whatever, but they actually worked in the same
facility
or practice or however it went. And she didn't even check. Now you're right in the office with this other person. You didn't even check to see what they gave her.
Yeah.
So nobody was checking. So she's getting medication after medication after medication. So they're saying that the toxicology report showed that it was below the levels of toxicity, but which really means nothing because everybody's body is different.
Yes.
And
how it metabolizes, and
how
did you take it with food? Do you drink lots of water? There's all of those things.
What you mixed,
yes.
The different ones. And even if it doesn't say that, you could still be just really
people have adverse reactions all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
On cold medicine, mixing with stuff. I mean, all kind of things. So, I mean, that honestly
doesn't mean much.
No. Now the husband got on the stand and kind of looked like we kind of feel sorry for him. He admitted that she was a great mom and wife and did all the things. And he was a sympathetic character at first. But now some more things are coming out. To the
light, yes.
That he is looking like not so good a guy.
Yeah, not so good-natured.
So let me find him, y'all. I'm sorry.
You're talking about good old Patrick.
Okay. So this is what he did on January 28th, 2023. This is after the children were killed. Mm-hmm. He publicly forgave her and asked the public to also forgive him just 4 days after the tragedy. So we're thinking, what a good guy, right? He accepted and forgave very quickly. He pocketed, though, $1.7 million from a GoFundMe. Not one red cent has been given to fund her legal fees. And even though he asked the public not to view her like a monster, he filed a malpractice lawsuit against all these different providers.
Correct.
Giving, prescribing her medication and as an alleged severe medical negligence. That was his assertion.
Yes.
But at the least, can we say he was negligent? At the least.
Yeah.
At the least, he was negligent as a husband, as a friend.
Yeah.
If you had a friend struggling like that, you wouldn't leave them alone. And he didn't protect his children. He dismissed her struggle. And as a woman, I would venture to say every woman has been told, just get it together.
Suck it up.
You'll be fine. Mm-hmm. You're fine. You can do it. So at the very least, he did that. But now we are seeing some other things have come out in the trial. So there had been searches on her laptop of, how to strangle somebody. Where's the jugular? Or no, it was the carotid artery, which she's a nurse, y'all. I think she knows where that is. So that was kind of, like
you have to look this up.
Things that make you go, Well,
how to strangle someone.
Now we find her on the cross-examination, her lawyer, they find out she wasn't even in the house when some of these searches were going on.
But the IP address is linked to the house.
Yes.
So before you say, well, she could have taken the laptop with her, incorrect. The IP address, the device is anchored to the location. Okay. And she is not at said location, which means she could not have been the person who searched it. So guys, if my faces have given me away, the moment this case came up,
she called it.
Lisa was like, no.
At the very least, I was really adamant that he was neglectful. Now I mean, like 100% had no business doing what he did. She accused the man of murder, like from jump. Like I think he did it. I think he did it. So
I think he did it. I think he set her up. I think he moved on with another family.
It's kind of looking like that. There's some things like he changed clothes and then something about her body temperature. He alleges. Now, mind you, after the children's murder, allegedly, she jumped out of the second story window. Mm-hmm. But
there's more though. She allegedly jumped out of the second story window.
After she crushed up pills.
Okay.
Not just took the pills, crushed the pills up, which tells me they probably were put in something. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking.
Because you can't crush them with your hands.
Yeah, and then why would she do that?
And she had cut herself.
Yes. Made kind of like suicidal type attempts, yes. Allegedly. Mm-hmm. But there was something about the way she jumped allegedly. It was like she pushed, and then at some point she was trying to hang on or something. So that kind of came out.
And then the way she landed is the reason she's in a wheelchair.
Yes, she's paralyzed, y'all, now forever and ever. Amen. But
not temporary.
I know, no. This is like for real. For real. Like, yeah.
It's permanent, y'all. Yeah.
Of course, a lot of times when people have traumatic physical things happen, you don't remember. So she kind of doesn't remember.
No.
Which is very common. Very common. So she can't say, I mean, she was told this is what happened.
Correct.
So allegedly, he says, I left the house to get cold medicine. Somebody was sick. Some of the kids were sick. Get cold medicine and to stop and get
and to pick up a food order
that Lindsay had placed. And it was a place they go all the time. So it's right near the house. Mm-hmm. And then she's running to CVS and get Okay, he says he was gone an hour. Well, her body temperature says otherwise. She was down to 82 degrees, her core temperature, which they're saying you would have to be outside much longer than that.
Correct.
To get that temperature.
Especially if you were manic and your heart was beating.
Yes,
your heart
and you're
is pumping,
racing around. And
you're racing around.
Okay, the other thing, the method of death was strangulation,
via exercise bands,
which they look like foam. Did you see them?
I've already told you my theory on this.
Okay, I couldn't even. I was like, how you doing it? I don't know. But so the whole thing is crazy, y'all. But at the very least, we are asserting that this man, as a husband, as a friend, as a father, was negligent in his care of these kids.
Yes,
and people, well, what could he do? She was this, that, and the other.
Oh God.
Okay, number one,
where do I start?
She carried and gave birth to the babies. Hey, how about you stay home? Like where in the rule book? And especially if someone's struggling.
Yes.
Well, maybe you take a break and I'll be with the kids. You go to work, which I've done both. And when I tell you, it's way easier to go to work.
Way easier.
You get a lunch break and you can leave at 5 o'clock
I'm not even going to say that because then people will get into the income argument. But I will say this. If you had money to take a leisurely trip, you could have DoorDashed the food to the house.
Okay, she was a nurse. I would venture to say I think she could make enough to support their family.
I agree.
And I'm not, maybe it's not forever and ever,
but
for a time. Like maybe she just needs to get out a change of venue.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
The second thing, her parents were in the courtroom, so they are living. Why did you not get a tribe around this woman
immediately?
She has a mother. I don't know about siblings, but she might. I'm sure she had friends. I'm sure there was other women in the community. I just saw
most nurses are very close with their coworkers.
Oh yeah. And then and other moms.
Yeah.
You could have rallied a group around her to listen. She is struggling. And I would venture to say you could have found people that would have stayed with her. And I just saw, and I don't remember the name because it was me and I wanted to, paying them attention, but it's a postpartum service where women go, it's kind of like a hotel they go and they take care of them and they feed them. And, there's lactation specialists, there's all kinds of things. Well, the woman saying it, I believe that this business model of the hotel, the retreat type thing is newer for this company, but she has been doing it for 10 years.
Okay.
So there is, if it's in Chicago, it's in New York. Yeah. I promise you, there was somebody that he could have called.
Yeah.
And we all know that when a man talks or says he has a problem, everybody's jumping.
Everybody stops
to fight. Now she's saying, I'm losing it. And nobody's paying attention, even her own husband.
Guys, this floored me. And this is from the case. Okay, this was day 11 of the Lindsay Clancy trial. And something interesting came up when questioning Rebecca Gelota, I think. That's how you pronounce that? Gelota, maybe?
It looks like.
Something like that.
Close.
Here's the point. Patrick came to one of Lindsay's sessions, okay? At this particular...
One of her psychiatric sessions. Okay.
At this particular session, Lindsay stated that she wanted to kill herself and that she just didn't care.
Oh.
After hearing this
breaks my heart.
Rebecca recommended that she go directly to the emergency room. This way she could be admitted to a medical facility. Okay. Mm-hmm. And guess what happens next? Patrick states he doesn't want to take her because he doesn't want to spend the rest of the day in the ER.
Let that sink in.
Just sit with that.
Just let that sink in.
I don't want to be bothered with sitting at the ER. So no.
But this goes back.
We're going to pass.
To the unpaid labor of women. I mean, and I'm not, Oh, I hate sounding like this, but this girl was struggling.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm saying is the assumption that you're gonna, not only you gave birth. Now, when I tell you 7 to 8 pounds coming out of your hoo-ha is no joke. It's no joke.
It's no laughing matter.
So, I mean, it take a minute to kind of jump back. Okay.
Because you're kind of laying there like, what the fuck
So,
just happened?
okay, this has happened to her, and her
multiple
hormones,
times.
Her whatever is going on with her is going on with her. So when
she's asking for help, guys.
She's asking for help.
So she is not going through this in her mind, but toughing it out. You're sitting in an office saying, like, I don't even care anymore.
Yes.
Do you know how destitute you have to be?
She's saying I'm ready to check out. And
you leave that person alone with your kids.
She's sleep training.
She's trying to, because she's so sleep deprived.
This last baby. Mm-hmm. So she's trying to sleep train him. I didn't do that. And I'm not. My daughter did.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't as big
I'm not.
Then.
I'm not. Judging. I'm not. I have no opinions about it. But, at some point when you're training them, they just have to cry, and that's very stressful, traumatic sometimes. And especially the kids.
That's why I didn't succeed. Because they would really cry, and I was like, "Fine, here's a boob."
So one lady online that suffered from the same thing and saying that she was out in her driveway and the husband, who later turned out to be abusive, found her in the fetal position. The baby was upstairs in a far back bedroom. She could still hear him. And I know that's true. It's true. And depending on the kid, some of them get real loud.
Some of them, those lungs develop real strong.
It is stressful. Ugh. I mean, even when you are in your right mind, I can't imagine. It will make you want to lose it.
It will make you. Yeah. To say anxious, because I don't want to throw around the term. It'll make you crazy. It'll make you manic. Being very genuine, the level of anxiety I felt attempting to sleep train my son. The funniest thing is my son he is probably one of my best sleepers now, but he had to be up on me. And I remember one night, I told Lisa this recently, I pillowed off the Chase on our couch and I'm crying, y'all. While I'm doing this, I'm crying. And I gave him a kiss. I'm like, "You're fine." And I walked away. I went in the room. I closed all the doors. I covered myself in every single pillow and blanket we had and cried myself to sleep. I could not take it. The next morning, which was just some hours later, because this was 1 or 2 in the morning, I realized I fell asleep in a shower cap. The shower was still running. It had ran for hours. I didn't even realize the shower was running. I couldn't take it. I had not showered in a couple of days. I have another kid to care for. This baby, if he is not drinking milk and smiling at you with the most adorable toothless smile you've ever seen in your life, he's going to scream. And I mean scream at the top of his lungs like he's being injured. And I am not ever excusing people's behavior, but when I used to teach parenting, I used to tell people, put them down, grab a pillow, and just shake the shit out of the pillow. Because a lot of people are not intentionally being forceful with the baby. They are so sleep deprived that they have lost their common sense for a moment.
I'm telling you, this sleep deprivation will take you out.
Well, do you know why it is a tactic used in prisoners of war? Because it works.
It works.
Because if you think of some of the strongest people you know, that tactic works on prisoners of war.
You're so out of it. I remember thinking with my oldest one, I'm not going to do this again until I can get a nanny. And we couldn't afford a nanny then, but I was like,
and she's serious,
no
y'all.
way.
Whitney, it was almost just Whitney.
5 years apart. Yeah. I was just like, I'm cool. I'm cool in a breeze. If we never do this again, I am so okay with that.
Yeah.
And she was a really kind of an easy baby. She wasn't real.
She's mild mannered now.
I was very inexperienced. I hadn't been around. I had never had a baby before, especially one that I had to take care of 24/7.
One that crawled out of you, and now it's like, here you go.
So it's it's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot. So when I tell you, when people are they're struggling. They are struggling. So at the very least, he was negligent, and I feel this is really an insanity case. Honestly, she really was. If what is alleged is true,
then she wasn't even in her right mind at the time that it happened.
She wasn't.
And I want to point this out, guys.
And we don't know she did it because now some smoking guns are coming out. So it's looking. Patrick is not looking real innocent.
I've said it, guys. I'm sitting here making these faces because from jump, I told Lisa, I said one of two things happened. He killed these children, and he made sure that she was so drugged and so out of it, so unaware of what was happening, that she wouldn't be able to recall what happened that day. So she couldn't prove or disprove anything. I said, so he either did it and he's putting it on her, or he left her with the kids alone repeatedly, hoping she would snap because he was done.
And either
one of those we now see is very possible.
Yeah. So
I want to point out just random things that cross my mind as someone who works in the pediatric medical field. Okay. Number one, choosing to strangle children with an object and not by hand is a passion move. That does not happen very often. That is planned. It's calculated. And if you look throughout history, even when women or men or family members have snapped, it is generally always by hand because you've snapped. And you're just doing it.
Well,
right?
And I think
so to use the other object was a fingerprints tactic. There's no fingerprints to remove from the body.
That makes sense.
We had a kid with CPS. You remember the autopsy. We had a kiddo, there was an autopsy, and part of what let us know that the guardian, I'm being very careful because I have to be careful what information I share about it, but I will say there was guardianship granted to another family member who seemed like a viable option, but after the child had passed and all fingerprints were taken from the body, we found out that this other person was also a culprit and perhaps the orchestrator of most of this child's abuse. When you grab someone, when you grip their skin, when you strangle them, fingerprints show. There are people who have literally...
The Nolan Wells case, another one that's in the
That's
news.
Another one that's in the news,
with the fingerprints and the...
Yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes the removal of portions of a body to mask identifying markers. So we can't have it both ways in this case. And I want to say that her attorney... This is one of the most spectacular cases. He's greasing my peach because instead of arguing what she didn't do, he has simply allowed the chips to fall and prove.
It's reasonable doubt.
It's reasonable doubt. Yes.
I
think that when he met her, he knew. He just had a feeling like she didn't do it, but he couldn't prove it. It was smarter to do it by reasonable doubt than it was to point a finger.
It's like he's deconstructing. He's going backwards.
He's done a phenomenal job with that.
Which is, but then don't you also women.
Okay,
when we murder, I'm saying like I'm an expert. Like I've done this before,
guys. I love murder,
but
probably when I'm single,
we do drugs a lot. Poison.
I mean, drowning happens. Drowning's a big one.
The
drowning takes a lot less
touching and doing. Not a lot. So that was surprising to me. And then the sheer strength that it would take.
It was not just her bare hands. It was her bare hands with this object that is very pliable. Which is a different amount of pressure. It would take more pressure.
Yeah.
Yes. It would take very controlled pressure, centralized pressure, which was looked up, mind you, when she wasn't in the house. So who's looking this up?
Yeah.
Wasn't the kids.
There was several things like
here's
that.
The other thing. This is a nurse. Most suicide attempts that involve a nurse and a knife, which I was doing some research on this because this is the stuff I do when I can't sleep. It's usually pretty accurate. You know why?
Because they would know where to go. Yeah.
They know where to cut. So apparently most nurses do not shoot themselves to kill themselves. Did you know this? Male physicians to the brain.
Oh yeah,
or actually under her. But I'm saying like they kill
or in the mouth.
Yeah, or in the mouth. Yeah. They blow their brains out.
They're trying to blow their brains
out. But most females do not.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Successfully slit their wrists because they know where to cut. So you're telling me that
we don't like to be disfigured. That I think for women.
I don't think it's that.
Oh, I do.
I don't. You're just.
I do.
That's you.
I do. I think that's it.
That's
we
not
don't want to.
I'm going out pretty, damn it. I don't think it's that.
Just saying.
I love that. That's
just saying. I don't think we. I don't think we do. I think we don't. I'm just telling you.
I don't think she had it in her to kill 3 kids unsuccessfully.
Jump out the.
Well, before then, crush up pills.
Which
and the other thing
step, that was an extra step
unnecessary.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, especially if you're going to be bleeding out while the pills are metabolized, that doesn't even make sense.
Plus, I don't think they were deep enough.
They were not.
They were not
deep enough.
Was it here and the neck too?
I think it was both.
And they were not deep enough.
They weren't deep enough. And then you're going over the edge. You're hanging on. If you jump over the edge, you're jumping over the edge.
You're jumping.
And here's the thing, the crushed pills. There's something about the crushed pills that bother me. Allegedly. Because if you are crushing pills, you would have been...
You're hiding it.
You're hiding it.
You're hiding it.
And I would just argue that you would have given said pills to the kids, or you would have taken enough to just go to sleep. Just go to sleep.
That's what I was like.
To just go to sleep.
The whole strangle thing, I thought, and especially as many pills as she had.
She had access.
When you read the
list, she could tranquilize a fucking elephant.
So that was the whole
thing.
And
in a short span of time, the amount of conflicting antipsychosis, antidepression, and anti-anxiety medicines that she was prescribed, it is proven that taking those medicines, having that in your system, would drive you into a bipolar or manic episode. So you have someone asking for help, abiding by the help, but no, you're going to go on a trip and you're going to drive to CVS. And allegedly his thing was but even before then, no, you just stay in the basement. Now how old are the kids? Look that up for me real quick, because this matters. I want you to stay in the basement, Natasha. You're going through this. He alleges that she was having a good day that day. I'm finding that hard to believe, but let's fucking rock with it. Okay. She was having a good day that day. So you're going to stay in the basement. Stay away from the kids. Okay. Sure. Here we are. I'm going to stay in the basement. But the youngest baby is like, what, 13 months? Is that right?
I don't even think he's that old.
Okay.
I believe he's under.
I need their ages.
He's under a year.
Okay. So you have a child that's under 2. So baby to toddler, however you want to phrase that. I have a 3-year-old. I cannot go be in a basement alone and leave my 3-year-old unsupervised and expect that to turn out well. You've met my child. I think most mothers of 2 or 3-year-old, and I'm not even assessing or alleging that her youngest child is even that
5 years, 3 years, and 8 months.
Okay. So
I knew the baby.
Here's my point. You have a 5-year-old, which I have a 6-year-old. You have a 3-year-old. I have a 3-year-old. And you have an 8-month-old. When my kids were born, their exact ages were 4, 2, and 1 day old. So my kids are very comparable to her kids. There is not a point where anyone who cares about these kids, aka their dad, would say, hey, I'm going to leave the house. You go to the basement and leave these kids unattended. How is that not negligent? What were the
times? Did we get the times?
The time, the times have been. So the issue with the times is supposedly Lindsay ordered the food, but there's some conflicting times. There's also the issue is he's seen in 2 different. There's a change of clothes that takes place, and so there's a there's an issue with the time. So that I don't know. I don't want to speak to it. I do know there was some conflict with the time, but but I am going to say this. At the very least, we can all agree that she was not a viable parent or a viable source of supervision for these kids. So you left a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and an 8-month-old alone. How does that work?
It's kind of in the
like dinner time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Five in the fives is when it seems like. So he gets home about 6 from this errand.
And when did he leave? Does it say?
At 4 something, they've got a whole timeline. 4 something, she calls, I'm not cooking. Can you stop by, pick up this?
Wait. She calls, I'm not cooking. So she's already been at home with the kids.
Yeah. That's my whole problem about all of it, is the assumption that that's your job. That's your job. We're both working.
You know why he begged?
They're both working.
He begged the public to forgive her because he ain't want them no way.
You guys, you know,
I've said this from jump.
He's remarried
with a child,
with a woman that looks so eerily like
the first
Lindsay.
One. Yeah.
So he
just got a step for do-over.
He has a new
child
baby.
Yeah.
So, but just the assumption that we're both working, but it's my responsibility, even though I'm having a hard time. Now you're working and you're doing
and you
what you do.
Yeah.
And that's all you're doing. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, you're asking me to work and to see to 3 young children, of which I'm struggling. And that's what I have a problem with. Why that assumption? Why, the assumption that the mom has, maybe that's not always the best choice. If y'all decided to have the baby, Skipper, you might have to, Scooter, you might have to pitch in. You might have to take it
guys,
over.
I'm going to tell you.
Because what if they hadn't died? What if, however whoever did whatever.
Yeah, and just
if
left
they
them
had not
with severe medical issues.
Passed away, and she had succeeded in dying when she got either jumped or thrown over or whatever
then
happened,
you'd be stuck with the kids.
They'd be his, and you'd have to find a way.
Has it ever occurred to you that whoever killed them knew they were dead? Has it ever occurred to you that whoever did it?
Well, the little one was still alive. He was on life support for some days.
Well, but babies that's the hardest one.
Well,
because everything's still so floppy. We were just talking about this at work.
Yeah, y'all. It's interesting.
I just want to cast my vote.
If you're watching the news, it comes on every what I mean? They're going to tell you.
Baby, and Nancy Grace going to put that bob on
today.
And she going to tell you about her take too.
It's very interesting. It's shedding light on a lot of heavy subjects, but there are topics that need to be talked about and discussed. And if you're a young couple that's having babies, that might be a discussion you need to ask. What if I'm struggling? What if
what does this look like?
What can we do? What would
I'm gonna say this.
Get your tribe together first, though.
At the very least, as a woman, if I could go back and change anything, because I don't know anyone that walked down the aisle and said I do, like knowing in the back of their head, like just kidding.
I really don't.
Like I don't know anyone like that. As someone who can really empathize, because her children's ages are my children's ages. When my daughter was 5, my son was 3, and the baby was less than 1. Our children are eerily similar in age. If I could go back, I would have, if having children was my goal, I would have focused more on the tribe than anything. If I had known better.
That's good advice. I think in any stage of life,
it doesn't matter.
But in that vulnerable area, I cried. Yeah. My mom came. She didn't live in Dallas where we live, and she came and stayed a week with me, and I cried like a baby
when she left.
Because it was like I can't believe you're going to leave me with this baby. But when I tell you the
this
Waltons,
baby that you just had.
the Waltons had it there with, grandma and grandpa and the mom and dad, everybody lived in it. That's a good thing.
It is.
Really.
It is.
Because
otherwise it all falls on you.
Oh yeah, they're crying, and my mom could get that baby. Like now, mind you, they're not reading these parenting books. Okay, I don't know what y'all do over there. I'm gonna tell you what works, and damned if it doesn't.
Yeah,
they know. They put them on their lap. They do some little something magic.
My
mojo,
dad does some weird hum.
They are fine.
It's never not worked.
Just the wisdom in that. Just the wisdom of somebody having done it. This is what I do. Yeah. This is how I get my babies to sleep. This is Find you some
You're sitting
older
there thinking, please don't
women,
go.
And you older women like me, if you can wrap your arm around somebody who's going through that, and you could just show up with dinner, or let me take the baby and you take a nap, or whatever.
Take a shower.
Just that camaraderie.
Mm-hmm.
You need that going through. And husbands, get in there, and you can call up some sisters, some moms, your mama, your sister, because at that point, even if they don't like them that much, you don't mind.
You don't
mind.
I'll
take it. I'll take the baby.
Help. Yeah.
So do that for sure.
And I'm going to say this, and I feel like this makes me sound like I'm villainizing, but I'm just giving you all my lived experience. Who you marry matters. And there are some situations where you don't know how someone is going to respond. And in fairness to them, they don't know how they're going to respond because they've never been in it before until they're facing the situation, which is why the tribe matters, but also who you marry matters. And if early on you notice they're okay with you carrying a little more weight, I'm here to tell you.
Or being in distress.
Being
upset.
That
they're not trying to help
take
your
it off
plate. Or
please don't think that giving them a kid that looks like them is going to do it.
Don't you wonder what happened? I'm curious. We don't know. We'll never know. Like with the first two, how he was. Now, I think, did they say that she had postpartum depression? I think maybe she did. She might have leaned a little that way with some of her other pregnancies. I am curious to know how
I'm curious to see
how that, because she did it again.
I'm just, I told you my theory from jump. My theory, guys, I love serial killers. I love when women murder. I love to research that. There's not a lot of women serial killers
just
to pick
happy
from.
Thoughts before you go to bed.
They're warm and fuzzy. Shout out to my girl Jen Nguyen. She's my other serial killer lover. And I am
true crime
particularly fascinated by people who just start over. And there's a trend, and there was a trend between the 60s and the mid 80s. Oh, gotcha. Of men, I'll wrap up, guys. Of men just like deciding, I don't want this family anymore. I want to start over. I want to do another one. And I told Lisa, I said, oh yeah, he was done with that one. He just wanted a new one. And she's like, what? I'm like, I'm telling you, he was done. He wanted a new one. He just was like, I want a do-over. And he did so. I mean, you're able to sell the property. That's your money. You had this GoFundMe. So you got at least $1 million from a GoFundMe.
1.7. To be exact.
1.7. More than 1.5. More than $1.5 million. You had a lot go your way. And in less than 2 years, you're already married to someone else and having a baby, and like you're good.
Life goes on.
Because that's what you wanted. But anyway, loves. Because I can't wait till it comes out. Follow the case.
It's riveting.
It is riveting.
It is.
And if anyone wants to send us coffee when it comes out that I was right, just, go ahead and check out our Instagram page. Are You Free for Coffee Podcast? Or you can just send an attaboy. But, hopefully you found today's episode, at the very least, interesting.
It's eye-opening.
I would say find joy in the little things, but please find more holes in this case.
Yes.
Till next time.